Welcome back to another episode of the Cars and Comedy Podcast. I am your host, Ralph Napoleon. I am here with my two co-hosts, Rob Corelli.
Yo.
And Dan Graham.
Okay. You're a dick.
I confused the shit out of
You
last
did.
week.
I was trying to confuse you, but
I was like, huh?
We have a special guest today. We got Joey.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, nice. He's like, he's like a normal person. Everybody's like, hey. And then they get like all weirded out. So today we brought Joey on because he knows a hell of a lot more than any of us about drifting. Is that correct assumption?
I mean, it's an assumption.
Debatable.
Wow. Put it out there.
I don't like to.
Rob is a drifter, too. Don't forget.
Yeah. He's got the
Call me
370.
DK.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's fine.
Get a little ankle kick going
Yeah.
on. E-brake. You good to
Yeah.
go, baby.
Oh, yeah. Right into the woods.
Probably.
Yo, Joey can tell you. Joey will probably show you how to drift.
Yeah.
Around
Joey-
here,
Yeah.
too.
What? All right. So we're gonna get straight into this because I feel like it's gonna be a long, super long episode. So I want you to get into your car history right off the bat. Like I want to know what you've had in the past. Like what your cars are. You know, what did you start with?
Jeez. It's kind of funny because I've always kind of been into cars. You know, I grew up around cars. My dad, when I was little, had street rods. You know, I have memories of being just able to walk. You know, I'm in there in the garage with my dad, always around cars.
Dad yell at you for holding the flashlight wrong?
That meme is real.
Yes. Yes.
I
Who
have,
just sent me that? That was
I
you?
did.
No, it was.
I
was
have
me.
been struck.
Yes.
What?
With
Absolutely.
the flashlight?
like if you don't know how to F and hold it, then don't help me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, and I'm like
Christ.
a child. I'm like,
It prepares you for the world.
no, my dad's cool though.
Yeah.
Never been in that situation.
Prepares you for the
Oh
world.
my
Trust me.
god, that's great.
But yeah, I mean, I've been around cars like my whole life. Even my uncle, a long line of mechanics. Now it's starting to sound like my cousin Vinny. My uncle's a mechanic. My father's a mechanic. No.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, dude.
But actually, it's kind of funny because my first car was something I got made fun of for a long time for, and actually someone brought it up the other day, so it's kind of funny that we're talking about it.
What was it?
And my first car was a 1986 Pontiac Fiero Formula GT.
Oh,
Hey, that's
my
shit. What
God.
color?
It was gray.
Okay, I thought you
Okay.
were
I
going to
took
say
my
yellow.
driver's test in that car.
Is that the one that we see from work? Like that
The yellow
that
one.
kind of
That's a Fiero.
Yeah.
Is that the
Oh, yeah.
Fiero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Little two-door like
Yeah.
hatch
Oh,
comes
yeah.
off or
It's
T-top,
like
whatever.
well, it's just a glass sunroof that the latches you can fully pop
Okay,
off.
yeah,
kinda
yeah,
thing.
yeah. People made fun of you for it?
Absolutely. In high
Really?
school.
That's so
But I was
weird.
like, you know, that's whatever. That's all well and good because
Yeah.
I'm the one driving.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Wait. What year did you graduate? Because that would definitely
Yeah, I guess.
change the.
Yeah.
2010.
Yeah, you definitely got made fun of.
Yeah, I
Why?
was just gonna say.
Just
because
Newer-
nobody drives
younger
that car.
Younger kids, they look at that and they laugh at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My generation would have looked at that and be like, "Oh, those things are cool."
Dude, like that guy from work, we have a guy from work who drives a yellow
Yeah.
one.
And we all show him love.
No, I don't. I'm just like, yeah, that shit is the ugliest thing in the world.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I'm like, yo, I don't
His
like
car runs.
That is so
Yes.
foul, bro.
It's
I'm saying.
Just,
I mean, and it's
just
from
turn
one
around,
piece,
bro.
too.
I
It's
got a
from one
freaking
piece,
GTR. How
Fucking
about that?
trans is still on the motor.
shit.
Like, his shit is
Oh.
good to go, bro.
Yo, I took that shit out today.
I
Actually.
know you did.
I'm sorry.
no.
We run off in tangents like this all the time.
It's bad.
So my first car, I looked at it as like, it's a really cool car.
Yeah.
I remember since middle school driving past this car, parked in the same spot for years. And then I was like maybe like a freshman in high school or whatever, and I actually skateboarded to the guy's house after school, and I knocked on his door, and I was like, "What are you doing with that car?" He said, "It's my son's. He's in the military. He's gonna, do something with it when he gets home, whatever."
Yeah.
And the guy actually bought it brand new in '86.
Wow.
And gave it to his son. So, I let some time go by, this and that. I was working. I worked from the time I was 13. I started my first job, whatever.
Who's boss?
And I went up there at 1,500 cash, and I was like, yo, what are we doing with the car?
Damn, bro. What age?
I was like maybe 14, 15.
You selling snacks?
Mad snacks.
1,500, bro. I didn't see that till I was probably like 25.
That, yeah, you're
I
right.
swear, I had more money when I was that age than I do now.
What?
I had more cash in my hand.
No
yes,
way.
Always. always had more
You
cash.
were saving them, bro.
Yeah, I saved a lot.
But I mean, that's good, dude. Like
Yeah.
you worked for what you wanted, and then
Yeah.
you went out and got it. Like I can respect that.
I worked
That's
hard. I
awesome.
actually started in a shop. I knew I wanted to be a mechanic, and I started pushing a broom. And then I rebuilt a carburetor for a guy because I had already rebuilt the engine on my dirt bike and stuff like that. And I was like I said, I was always in the garage with my dad.
Jesus.
And the guy literally told me, he's like, "You're a 13-year-old kid. I'm gonna trip over you. You're gonna get in my way. You don't know shit." So he's like, "Here's a broom. Get to work."
Yeah.
And then one day he couldn't get this one quad running, this and that, and he's like hemming and hawing about it. And so he went out and did whatever he did, and he's like, "I'll be back." So I took the carburetor off and started going to town on it. And then I noticed that he forgot the emulsion tube behind the main jet.
Yeah,
Goes
yeah.
up into the venturi of the carburetor.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Well, it ain't going to do shit with this nut in it."
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's like, "All right, I see you." And then I started working. And yeah, so I don't want to hang too much up on the Fiero. I had the Fiero. The crank ended up breaking in it after about 2 months.
Oh my god.
2 months?
Yeah, the crank snapped because I had to get a clutch put in it.
Okay.
And the guy, and I wasn't that,
Yeah, you
good
weren't
at-
that knowledgeable about that car.
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know, and so I had to get a clutch put in it, and I knew that buying the car, but I drove the beat clutch in it for a little bit. I didn't have my license, just around the house and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So the guy that did it, I guess didn't really know the cars or whatever, and he tried to explain it to me, but like I said, that was a long time ago,
Mhm.
and he didn't do something correctly, and it ended up messing up the motor, and like, I don't know, I'm sounding very ignorant because I don't really fully know, but
Yeah,
I know when we
yeah.
broke the motor down, the crank was snapped, and
Yeah.
it was literally 2 months after putting the clutch in it.
Wow.
And I didn't drive it for about a month because I had my license yet.
Yeah, yeah.
So, long story short, I had that, and then I also had a pickup truck at the same time because I was like, I can't have a car and not have a truck.
Yeah.
So I bought the Fiero. A month or two later, I bought a pickup truck. I bought a 1980 something Dodge pickup. I sold it to my uncle on his farm so he could do hay, whatever. Long story short, and then I got my first Z car. That's what got me into Z cars.
A Z.
Yep, I bought a.
gang. Right, Rob? You should be saying that.
Yeah.
I'm just quiet.
I
Oh,
always
wow.
wanted a Datsun. My uncle had a Datsun, and I wanted a 240Z, and I didn't have 240Z money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
None
I
of
bought
us do.
Yo, it's more now, but
I know. I should have did it then, but I ended up getting a 1988 Nissan 300ZX Z31
okay.
from the original owner. It had 75,000 original miles on it. It was mint, and so I was sporting that. to
What
high
color?
school
I'm
for a little bit.
picturing champagne in my head.
It was white with tan leather interior.
Ooh, look
It was
at
a
you.
GLL.
Rob's favorite.
Yeah.
And it had all the bells and whistles,
Nice.
this and that. And yeah, the car was great. I love that car. I drove that my last 2 years of high school. Raced some kid in his dad's Mustang and got caught. I almost hit some guy walking his dog and didn't realize I was in a 25-mile-an-hour zone. I was doing about 90. I never even saw him.
You ain't shit. Damn.
So I got
You're a
home.
piece of shit. That's so fucked up.
I got home, and that's the last time I ever street raced. Not street drifted, street raced.
Really?
Yeah.
Scared
I
you that much, huh?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was my neighbor.
Oh,
Um,
even worse, dude.
And I didn't realize that, like, he looked after someone's dog down the road.
Yeah, yeah,
And it
yeah.
was old 940 by my old grade school. And so I took off down the road, and I passed this Mustang on the inside, and he was driving a 2009 Mustang. It was his dad's. Actually, it all started from a burnout in the west parking lot
Yeah,
in
yeah.
high school.
What was his name?
I don't know.
You don't have to throw names out there.
I don't know.
What is his name? You don't have to throw names.
No, I remember
yeah,
we
yeah.
on air, and I don't want to start shit.
Well,
Because there was an ignorant kid that's probably like around your age that had a Mustang in high
it
school.
was black. The Mustang,
Oh, never mind.
Damn, you said like around his age. How old are you?
28.
How old do you think he was? Like, you think he was mad young or something? Like 17?
Younger than me.
All right. But I'm sorry. But go
Fuck
ahead.
grown ass man, right?
Oh,
But so it all started in the parking lot after school. I'm going way off.
no.
Pretty
You're good.
question.
You're good.
But
Stories are always good.
Yeah.
so I was getting made fun of in the parking lot for having an old car. The guy's like, "What is that? Like a 1930 whatever?" I was
Yeah.
like, just breaking balls, this
Ignorance.
and that. And then he's like, "Does that thing even do a burnout?" And I was like, "Yeah, it does." But I had to go to work. I was like, "I can't be bothered with this right
Yeah,
now."
yeah.
So. Of course, they're saying that I was nervous, this and that, and they're like, race the Mustang, this and that. And then there was another kid with an Audi. They're like, race him. And there was some kid with an Eclipse. Okay. I was like, I'll race you. And
What's wrong with Eclipse?
it was that not Fast and Furious Eclipse. It was that one after that spider.
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah.
Oh, okay,
Like,
yeah.
Pat's favorite.
Damn,
Pretty much,
Yo, he's
like-
gonna come on. And he's
I
gonna
know
be
he
so
is.
fired up. Bro.
Sorry, Pat.
It's like I didn't want to buy the Volkswagen Beetle, so I bought that.
Okay,
You know?
all right. Oh my God.
So, I was just tired of getting made fun of. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's just like, all right. I said, so you want to see what the car's got? So I smoked them first through third, came back around, and did a donut around this kid's Mustang. The smoke
Damn,
cleared.
bro, this is some Fast and Furious shit
Yo,
right here.
for real.
The smoke cleared, and here comes security coming right down the back of Pocono Mountain.
Oh.
So we all boogied out of there, and then I was in the middle, and the kid in the Mustang was behind me, and he was hitting my bumper going down 940. And I'm like, man, here we go. So he comes around me, and then I don't know if you've ever been down 940 going towards, like, past the Jubilee.
Yeah,
There's,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
that veer off by the gas station.
Yeah.
So I ripped the e-brake, and I just tossed it into there, and I was like, I'm going to, get away from him. He ended up coming around like this. So now we're on old 940, 25 mile an hour. So he's in front of me. I was like, all right, you want some of this? So I tried to dive this way, and he bumps me. And then we were coming back like reckless shit. I was 17 years old,
Yeah,
just
it's
going
real reckless.
ham.
Fucking Rubbins racing, bro.
Yo,
So-
for real.
I ended up winning, but
That's all that matters.
Yo,
But I missed a part. He went to go do a burnout in his Mustang first, which is what led me to do my burnout.
Yeah, yeah.
And he stalled, so I thought it was hilarious because he was making fun of me.
Yeah.
But anyway, the guy that I almost hit walking the dog that I didn't even see was my neighbor. So when I got home, I took my truck to work because I didn't like driving my Z to work.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, I'm glad that's over, this and that. I came home from work. I was working at Lake Naomi Club at the time as like a busboy, as well as working at the shop. But some days there, some days not. So I came home from work and I was like, man, it's my car. And my dad's like, very upset.
Oh my
So
God.
after I got smacked around from my dad, found out my car got towed.
Oh,
And then he said to go up and apologize to the neighbor.
jeez.
So I went up and I talked to my neighbor, and he cracked me. And so I was like, shit.
Shit, dude.
And
Dang, you
Close.
getting
I
beat
went-
up by everybody.
Yo,
bro.
everybody,
Shit.
bro.
oh
Holy
yeah,
close.
he's like, you almost killed my son.
Yeah, that'd
And-
probably hit you too.
And so I went down and told my dad. I was like, Dale gave me a little something. And
Yeah.
he's like, good.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're lucky that's all you got. So
my
this whole
God.
time I think I'm going to lose my license, my car's gone, this and that. Well, they taught me a very valuable lesson because they actually, in their shop, they hid my car. They hid my car for almost 6 months.
Really?
Yeah, I thought my car was gone and it was just, that was it.
6
And I got my
months.
car back. That's it. I stopped street racing.
Wow.
And it was one race that
Yeah,
ruined
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And I'm glad I did because I've seen a lot of bad things happen in street racing. So
Yeah.
Oh,
it
yeah.
really, I didn't lose anything,
Yeah.
Fortunately, I didn't hurt myself or
Yeah.
anybody else.
A lot of people, it's not the, they don't have that type of story, man. You know what I mean? Something happens, you know what I mean? Like, people do it now and they don't really think about the repercussions. And,
Yeah.
like, it could be dire. You know what I mean?
It's-
like, something
it's
could
scary.
happen.
Be safe,
Like, I
everybody.
never saw
Take
him.
it to the track.
Yeah.
Never saw him.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Gotta look out for the
So to
world.
fast forward from that, I had, I watched your guys' podcast about the Jeep thing. I bought a Jeep Cherokee. It was like a 95, something like that.
Don't
It
tell me
was
you
like
lifted it on, like, 35.
Square
no,
body?
it was
Square
all
body
stock.
Cherokee?
Okay.
It was I couldn't drive the Z in the winter.
Okay.
I needed something to drive.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
worked at Big Boulder.
Okay.
So I got a Jeep. I paid $400 for it. Drove it around for a little bit. I actually rolled that on 940 and got pretty messed up. That's a different story.
Jesus, dude.
Um,
What the hell?
And
Sorry, bro.
Jeez.
yeah, it was great. Actually, they came in when the cops came and everything like that. I flipped it actually a quarter mile from my house. So I called
you
my
could
mom.
You pretty much see your house from where you were.
Yeah, I was up on the side and I pushed the passenger door open and I jumped off. I got more hurt getting out of the car because the rockers were icy. It was in
Yeah.
the winter, it was black ice, whatever. And then I was on a blind little slope there, and
Yeah,
a guy
yeah.
in a Hummer came up over, hit the same black ice I did, and I was standing in the middle of the road, like
Oh.
underneath the car,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
well next to the bottom of the car to try
Yeah.
to like stay warm.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was very cold out, and he almost hit my car. Like it was like right in front of me. It was actually pretty scary, but at the same time, I was like, I was still in shock from what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
And they flipped it back on its wheels. The tow truck came, and I continued to drive it. The only thing that broke was the mirror and some glass. But,
Jesus, dude.
yeah, I've had. It's hard to say. I've had a lot of cars. I've had about 13 cars. I think my BMW now, which is maybe we'll get into that, but that's another drift car I'm building. That's
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
We gotta drift into drifting though.
Yeah,
You can't go from the list
I
to.
feel like
Yeah.
oh, I digress. I feel like
What
I'm
was your
rambling.
first drift car then?
My first drift car is the one I'm currently operating. I'm actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
What?
Hold on.
yeah.
You
Go
didn't
ahead.
drift the. You didn't get to this car yet, but you didn't drift the Black Z.
No, I built that as just a good looking. I forgot about.
But
I've
you
had
never,
a lot
like-
of Z cars.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
forgot.
Okay.
Never just sideways did, or
I actually never even did a burnout in that car.
really?
Yeah, I
surprised.
fully restored it. The only thing I never did was the paint. The paint was decent, but the clear coat started to go. But I just wanted to have that as a very nice, reliable, like go
this
out
is
with
a
Heather on a
nice
Sunday.
old car. Like he redid everything.
I
Like,
did.
every bushing on the
I
car.
spent
me-
$3,000 plus just doing the interior. Like
I'm
the
gonna
interior
stop
was
both of you.
clean.
We don't even know what kind of car it is. You just said Z. What kind of Z was it?
There were all the Z cars I've ever owned were Z31s.
Okay, all of them.
Well, I had a Z32 once, but I don't really deal with that. It's,
Oh, really? Was it a nightmare?
yeah, I kind of bought it on like a, I don't know, like it was an impulse buy. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
I wanted it. I went and looked at it at night, and it ended up just. I got out from underneath the
I've
car.
done that before.
Yeah.
It was twin turbo. The car was sick, but
Really?
when I bought it to have it, you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
didn't look, and you guys all know we're all car people here.
Mhm.
You go buy a twin turbo Z32 for $1,500. There's problems with it.
Yeah. Probably the turbos are blown or like the clutch is gone or
But
something like that.
I wanted the shell. I really did.
Yeah,
but the subframe to the unibody was rotten. So I mean, it was a lost cause.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
jeez.
I don't even like when people say like, "Oh, you owned a Z32." Remember?
It
I
doesn't
don't even
really
talk
matter.
about it. I did. It was.
Yeah.
What did I have it for?
A
Paperweight.
Yeah, dude. Because like if like the rockers go or something like that, some of that stuff can be fixed. But like the subframe or frames,
Yeah.
anything like that, you're talking total loss. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? If you get into a nice big like pothole or something like that, it just, burp, you know what I mean? Like so it. I don't know. It's bad.
I mean, nothing's ever a total loss.
yeah.
I mean, I watched them.
one fucking fly. That's
Yeah, I know. It's bugging the hell out of me. Your trailer's over there, right?
yeah.
I didn't notice it. All right.
But yeah, if you throw enough money at anything, you repair the whole frames, everything. I've seen
Yeah,
guys cut
I guess.
sections of frames out.
I mean, I've
re-weld
done
them.
floor pans in cars,
Yeah.
but when I had the Z32, I was like, I don't want to like sit here and pat myself on the
Yeah,
back, but I was,
It's
that's
a
growing up.
Z32,
Like
it's
I
not-
would have
yeah.
never been able to handle that job.
Oh, yeah.
If I knew what I knew now, it'd be a different story.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
at the time of
And
owning
it's
that car,
still a project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
car is.
Yeah.
well, you've seen the BMW. I mean, that chassis is mint. But
I would never in my life be able to do like a car from this extent. Like we're talking nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
my
Like,
my
Like if you took the Evo and took everything you
it's
can
an
think
empty
of
shell.
off.
There's not
Oh,
even
everything.
subframes.
A roll-
Everything?
like a roll-
Everything.
you had a
Like-
It's,
true-
it's an empty shell. The only thing that's in the car right now, there's no rear subframe, there's no K-frame in the front, there's no glass, there's nothing in the car except
No
the
dash,
shell and the
seat,
roll cage.
carpet.
Yep.
It's
It
a-
looks like you could just pick up the car. There's nothing there.
I bought the empty chassis. I know we're getting ahead of things, but
No,
since we're
no.
on the
Yeah,
BMW,
yeah.
I bought the chassis empty, and the first thing I did was do a cage because it's already empty. Why
Yeah.
take steps back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why put the car together to take it back apart?
absolutely.
And now I can work around the cage versus now I can't have this because the cage is in the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I know.
That's awesome.
Shit.
But someone asked me what my drift car is.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I should probably go back to answering that.
Yeah, just go
I'm
ahead.
so
Say-
sorry.
No, go ahead.
But I'm drifting a 19. It's kind of like a mutt. The chassis is a 1989 Nissan Z31 300ZX.
Okay.
The motor is out of a 1985 Nissan 300ZX. It is a turbo motor from the factory. It's a VG30 ET. So what I did to the motor, I just wanted to build the motor. It's weird to say reliable. There's no such thing as a reliable
Yeah,
drift car.
yeah.
But I wanted to build it 'cause
To
I
have
knew-
the best chance of survival.
Yeah.
Let's
right.
Put it like that.
I wanted to make the motor a little stronger. So I knew I was going to upgrade cams and things like that. So, of course, I did Isky cams. Isky made cams for the Z. I don't know that they still do, but I got them new old stock, so I can't really speak on that. So if
Okay.
anybody is like...
I've never even heard
hey,
of that before. Isky?
Isky, I-S-K-Y.
I've never heard of
Isky?
that.
ISK one? No.
I've never
Isky
heard-
cams, I could be calling it the wrong thing, but... and it's my own
all
car.
Good. It's
but,
all good.
But that Z car, the chassis was it's a drift car now. But the chassis, I used to, like Dan was saying earlier, I used to street this car.
Okay.
I built it just as a fast street car, and then I rebuilt it into the drift car. So really, I have a lot of money into this car
Yeah.
because it got built twice,
Yeah.
and I did literally everything myself. Of course, you know, I'm not going to
so
short my dad and my brother being in the garage and helping me out, but
Yeah.
you know, building the car that was
That's
what
awesome.
I did.
Dude,
you
that,
know?
that is awesome. That really is.
Thank
like,
you.
Because I listen. I swear, like I've never been to any drift events. Like besides like
I'm
English
drifting
Town.
Saturday.
Are you?
You guys should come out.
Man, we work on
It's
Saturday.
always weekends, bro. That's
Yeah,
why.
like that's our
The
only.
only one person drifting on a Tuesday afternoon is me in the middle of the middle of the
no,
street.
but that's why we don't go to nothing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
our shift.
Yo, like
Well, I was happy I was able to get you out in the car at least once.
Yo, that was
That was
fun.
that
great.
was. He told me about it. He was like, "Yo, I was scared out of my ass." Like it was pretty cool.
I wasn't ready for it. Like
Yeah.
it definitely caught me off guard. That first like corner, first
Yeah.
time being in a drift car, you're not expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
that's.
It's different, like first person.
I wish my buddy was here that I drift with. I guess you can call us like a little drift team. I
Yeah.
drift with a kid named Kenny Hernandez. Call him a kid, but we're the same age. And a guy Scott Branley. And I met Kenny through FedEx. And that's a long story, whatever. It doesn't matter. So, and then I met Scott kind of through Kenny, through drift events, this and that kind of thing. And he was still very new. We both kind of started drifting at the same time. Me, Kenny, and Scott, so to speak, in a weird way, at different times but at the same time. Like we all pretty much have the same amount of seat time,
Yeah.
just at different times because of
Yeah.
you know.
Work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Scheduling. I get it.
But Kenny, I would say, really got me into drifting, for the most part. I always liked drifting because I was always in the car scene. I like the car stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But drifting itself, actually taking the step and the leap to build a drift car and get out there and do it, like, dude, that's every
Yeah.
car guy's dream. Like, let me go use my car how it's supposed to be used
Yeah.
and go send it around a track.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, of course you get, you know, I don't want to knock any car scene or anything like that, but I used to be a lot into stance. Only
Okay.
because that's what you see all the time, and that's what you go to car shows. You have a real nice looking car.
Yeah.
You go to a car show, and you sit there and you look at it, and you're like, oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, you have beautiful cars here. I love it.
Yeah.
I wish my Z was that clean, but it's very hard to keep a car that clean and track the car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But when I used to street the Z, I always was like, I can't use it to its full potential.
Yeah.
And then we got kind of into talking about, hey, we should get into drifting. Like, we should try this. We should do a track day one day. So my car really wasn't set up fully for drifting.
Yeah.
But I went out there. Dan was at my first event ever.
Really?
And I was on stock
It was
suspension.
his first
it's-
event.
No,
no,
he's talking about
You were at my first event
Pocono
with Dylan.
Raceway.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This was years ago.
Oh,
This
okay,
was
okay, a while ago.
couple seasons ago.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was the first event. It was like April maybe.
Yeah.
It was raining.
Really?
I was terrified. Dude, I couldn't even hold the clutch down. My foot was jumping. When I was
That
up
was
on,
bad.
on grid and they told me to go, I just was like, ugh. I'm like, I was just nervous, you know what I mean? I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I actually have a question.
Yeah, absolutely.
How is the drift community? Are they open to newcomers?
The drift community,
Oh God.
That's what I wanted.
let me tell you
You
what.
about to start beef, bro.
Yeah.
No beef. I have never been in a more welcoming and warm
Really?
community.
Oh no,
in
you
my
did tell me
life.
this last time we were at the event because it's different than if me and you are racing. Between everybody helping each other,
There
I want to
is
say is
no
what you're getting
beef.
at.
Really?
Like not being like better or anything, but like someone showing up and being like, "Hey, like I want to do this." Like, and are people like super secretive like they are with?
So you guys work with Dave Roberts, correct?
I know of him.
Okay.
None
so
of us really like.
I don't-
Sit with my legs or
Yeah.
something.
Who's that?
Dave
Dave
Roberts
Roberts.
runs
He was
Drift
on-
Evergreen. He works at Walmart.
Yeah,
Him and his
he was
brother.
first shift.
Walmart DC.
Okay.
Yeah,
You've
we've
seen
seen
him.
Okay, I've seen.
He
him.
had the E36. He had a garage fire, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes. I've
Um,
heard of him. I don't remember him.
The guy-
But I got it.
He's an amazing dude.
Okay.
He really is. Him and his brother and his mom and dad, they also help out at the track too. So up in Drums, PA, it's a track called Drift Evergreen, and they run that event. Dave Roberts, his brother, this guy, I could be butchering his name, AJ Popovich, I can't pronounce the last name, and this guy, EJ Sumsky. Great group of guys. They run an awesome event, and believe it or not, at my first event at Ready Set Drift, which is different event, that's at Pocono Raceway. A guy, Mike, I can't say his last name. I believe it's a Polish last name, and it's very hard for me to say. And a guy named, his brother Stan, and a guy, Frank. Frank Leo Grand. That could be it. Leo Grand.
That sounds good.
They're another awesome group of guys. They run a really awesome event, but they're out of Pocono Raceway. They do Ready Set Drift, and I believe they do other events because I think Mike's from Connecticut, Frank's from New York. They do events other places.
Okay.
But they themselves are amazing drifters. Like I don't want to come out here and say that I'm this, I'm that, because I'm not. I'm still very new to the sport.
Yeah,
You ain't
These
shit.
guys, see, he was there.
What? The first one was bad.
Bad.
But you know what? Like, if
But they're
you're
so
learning,
welcoming.
though, right?
So my first event at Ready Set Drift, Dan
The
was
first
there.
one, like, couldn't make a corner. Like, it
Dude,
was just every time.
I came out of the gate and was facing the wrong way. Like,
Really?
well, my car has good amount of power.
Yeah.
I'm putting like 4 and change out to the wheel.
Okay.
And when I went, and I didn't really know the technique, I didn't know anything. I never even drifted a car before. Doing a burnout and doing stupid shit in the street
Yeah.
is
No.
Not the same. Not even close.
You got to have control of your car. You're not just spinning.
Yeah.
So I leave grid and I clutch kick. And for people that don't know, you guys know what a clutch kick
I know
is?
what a clutch
Yeah,
kick
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Okay,
I
perfect.
try it all
Yeah.
the time. Doesn't work.
Doesn't work on his car anyway.
No, I don't mind.
Got to pull that brake light fuse, bro.
No,
Whatever the
don't
fuck it
rely
is.
on the drift stick. You want to learn without a hydro. That's
Really?
That's. I was. Ooh, see, my voice cracked. I'm only 28. But I'm getting so off track. I'm sorry.
No. It's all cool stuff.
So my first event ever. Pretty much, I had a fast street car, and I went out there to a drift event, and my first year of drifting was kind of tough because every event I learned what I needed to improve versus me going out there with a fully built car and not knowing shit, and then now I look,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
remember
cool.
Rocket Power? I'd be like a shoebie. I'd be going out there
Yeah.
with all the latest and greatest,
Yeah.
and then
It
not
means
knowing
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
It means nothing.
So they were helping me out a lot. EJ Sumsky was there, Dave Roberts.
So you were like learning at an event?
at an event.
Oh, Jesus.
Where are you supposed to learn?
I was
I'd go-
just about to say,
I was
like,
gonna
where,
say,
where
don't
are
they
you
have like
supposed to learn?
practice? Don't they have practice track or whatever?
Same
where you
Cali,
go?
Yeah,
bro.
right over here in the church, bro.
Well, they have.
That's what I mean. Though.
When
They
Yeah.
violate that.
If I went and did
Yeah.
that, I'd be like puking.
Well,
I couldn't
here's
take
my
it.
thing. When you went to go learn, did you have like an instructor with you?
No,
like,
no. It was just me in the car.
For real?
I wasn't even allowed to have a ride along yet.
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yo, that sounds so reckless because like, yo, you
I mean,
could have
did
been
you
like,
buy like Forza 5 at least? And
I don't.
practice?
Let me tell you what. The last video game I played,
I'm just
Oh
saying,
my
like,
God.
Spyro, PlayStation
Yeah.
1.
serious?
Dude, I'm not a gamer. I'm
Yes.
a renter.
That's
You-
old.
yeah, I was about to say you probably
That's
just
real
have
old.
way too much like stuff going on. I mean, like, I mean, I get it. Like the hustle, you gotta hustle hard, especially with drift stuff.
I'm
Like,
gonna be at Dave and Buster's trying.
Yeah.
but I
to
mean,
Dave &
like,
Buster's?
you have to have like all the means to get like the stuff that
Yeah.
you need. So like tires aren't cheap. Like
Tires are
wheels,
not cheap.
You crack a wheel or something like that.
Coilovers.
Yeah,
Somebody
coilovers.
crashed the shit out your car while you're drifting.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I mean, we can go into in a little bit on what it takes to build, a
Dude,
basic drift car. Like if someone hadn't drifted before,
$3,000.
bro. All right, so right.
I'll find a Z right now for $3,000.
Let me tell you
For
what,
$3,000
you can do
A
it.
350?
Yeah, but like, what are you gonna do with
You
that?
can start
Drift it.
very, very inexpensively. You can.
really.
You really can.
I
If you want to get out there and just have a good time and get your feet wet in it, it is totally doable.
Yo,
for,
that one
for
dude.
not too much money.
I'm sorry to cut you off. There was one dude at the last event. He was killing it. I don't remember if you know the car. Did I say that weird?
No, you're good.
All right. Yo, he had a 4-door G35, 6-speed.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck,
The
I
black
think
car.
it was black.
Yeah.
Yo, he probably had an exhaust. I think it was straight pipe or something. Killing shit. Yo, this was a completely stock 4-door.
Just burn the diff.
Demolishing shit. Fucking 4-door G35, bro. You don't need shit.
I mean,
Buy a car and go.
that's crazy, yo. Like, I'm so with it. Like, we were talking about buying a car and doing.
You almost drifted. Well, you wanted to get into drifting.
I did.
Ralph bought an RX-8. Bracer.
I did.
Ralph bought an R33.
Not right.
He got your back, bro. I didn't know what to say.
he's part of the
I looked
Nissan
at him like,
family.
yeah, whatever.
Yo, Nissan is life. I mean, I am
He's on his life.
I am drifting
Fuck
building
this
a
podcast.
BMW, but I wanted to get a 350Z. I did, but me and my buddy were gonna do kind of like team cars. So, in a weird way,
What do you mean, like team cars? Like,
my buddy that I drift with, Kenny, he has an E36 M3,
okay.
and so then I don't want to say I graduated from my Z car, but when I first started, I didn't know anything, and I was very inexperienced with drifting.
Yeah.
Few events, season or two goes past, and now my car's holding me back.
Okay.
I need something that's a little bit better set up, that has more of a drift support behind it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
There's
240.
No, I mean,
drift tax, man.
Yeah, I was
I know.
just gonna say that. Yeah.
I know.
Like that.
I converted everything on my car to
But
240.
let's be real right now. What will be more expensive in the long run? You starting from scratch with the Beamer, or getting a 240?
Yeah, but he's custom.
No, but he's worried
making-
about 240 drift tax, bro. He's starting from the bottom with the E36.
Let me tell you what, let me just
You don't gotta throw
from
numbers.
my hip.
bro. You wanna
I'm
throw
about 7,500 to 8,000 in
God
E36, and all I have is a shell, a cage. I built my motor and my trans. That's all I got. I can't even put those pieces together and drive it.
All right. So all right.
At the end of the day, that sounds expensive.
No. Well.
It's very expensive.
Yo, you buy like a nice. Well,
But this
I'm
is
not
the
gonna say
thing.
nice. A S13. Like, dude, you're still talking 8-9 grand.
Well,
That's
not
running,
even.
ready
You
to
could buy
go.
an empty chassis
I
for a
mean,
couple
yeah.
thousand, but it's gonna be a rot box.
I was just
and you're gonna
gonna
have
say.
to do a lot of fab work, and
Don't you have to put a cage in there to go drifting?
you don't.
Oh, really?
You have to.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
don't.
Cages
need
aren't
what? A
cheap,
fire
dude.
extinguisher, I think.
You need
That's
a
like
fire
the only one.
extinguisher. You need a fire extinguisher. You need a fire rated helmet. So right
Okay.
now we're running SA 2015. The rating's for 5 years, so it expires
Okay.
in 2020. It's the last year for SA 2015.
Okay.
How about a
then-
seatbelt? You need a seatbelt?
If you are running
Yeah.
a harness bar and race
Okay.
seats, you need to have like a harness bar minimum. If you're running
Yeah,
a
yeah,
harness
yeah.
bar and bucket race seats, you have to have harnesses. You can't run your stock seatbelt in it.
So I can't throw a
I-
bar
I
and look
heard
cool
you.
and just put my regular shit on?
if you
Why
keep
would
your
you
stock
do-
seats.
Nah, I'm just people
mean,
do it, bro.
Yeah.
If you keep your stock seats, you can run your stock seatbelt.
Well, you were in the
Okay.
you were in the drift card. Like I heard you get jacked in there. Like
Yeah.
I
like,
know
you
guys
wanna be
like
locked in.
finagle
Yeah.
their stock seat belts through their bucket seats, but it doesn't really hold you well. They
Yeah.
recommend you don't
Yeah.
do that. Like
Yeah.
if
I
you
figured
have
you
stock
wanted to.
seats, you run your stock seat belt. If you got buckets, you have at least
But
a
a
harness
5-point.
bar. If you don't have a cage,
Yeah.
you put the harness on.
Yeah.
But
All
now
right.
the cage where the cage comes into play.
Yeah.
If you once you work into that level of tandeming, or even just for your own self, like, all right, I'm getting a little faster, I'm getting a little more confident, I'm driving a little more aggressive, that's a concrete wall.
Yeah.
Kind of don't want to hit it without a cage.
Yeah.
Cage is probably good, yeah. But the tracks that I drive on, and I think this is almost across the board now, if you're tandeming on certain tracks, you have to have a cage. They're not going to let you go
Really?
on and
I do
tandem.
remember you saying that.
Stupid question.
No
Does
question
the-
is stupid.
Does the cage add rigidity to the shell where you would need?
That's a good one.
I-
I was thinking the same thing.
I
Does
would
it make it
because
more
I
sturdy?
heard
I would
like a
think
drift
yes.
car. A drift car you want. Well, the more rigid a car is, the easier it is to drift, but you don't want something too rigid. That's what I.
That's almost what I thought it was for,
what I
because
read.
this sounds dumb, but when I was thinking drift cars with cages, they're so low, I can't even imagine a drift car flipping. So it's like, what is the point
Oh,
of a cage? And I was
it's
thinking
happening.
maybe it's
I was
for...
just gonna say, dude. Like,
Dude,
I
a guy
feel
flipped
like
his Miata.
Huh?
A guy flipped his Miata.
A
flipped a Miata.
Another
Come
one down.
on.
I,
But seriously, what do you have to be doing to get that thing to kick?
Dude, that
A
thing
Miata?
is
That's scary, bro, because
Dude.
they don't, like, S2000 and shit come with, like, a reinforced windshield frame.
Yeah.
Like,
I
Yeah.
personally
little thing.
wasn't there to see it. I don't know
Miatas
if it
are-
was at the event that I run at, but I remember seeing it posted about. I was at an event actually where a guy in a S14 was in a 5-car tandem or a 4-car tandem. Don't quote me on that.
Jesus.
And he came in, and then his hub broke or lug nuts broke, and the ass end of the car hopped up, and the other guy's nose was right there, and
Oh.
the wheel went flying. He could have flipped. You're in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Anything
Yeah.
could happen.
true.
Yeah.
If he bumped him the right way.
I always see wheels come off for some reason.
Yo,
Well,
'cause
here-
It's probably because you
no, they probably running like shitty spacers or something
No,
like that,
it's-
or adapters.
It could happen.
Or
That
those
could
fucking
happen.
Really?
eBay lug nuts, those... I hate them, bro.
yes,
I hate them.
aluminum lug nuts. Why do people run that? But anyway,
Yo, they
Here's
literally,
the-
like, if you tighten them too much, they'll twist.
Yeah.
Like, you could see them just, like...
oh my god.
aluminum lug nuts are terrible, dude. Like,
Well,
I don't know.
Never even
I
heard
personally
such
never had a wheel fall off, but
Don't tell me you got them shits on, bro.
I'm sorry.
The aluminum lug nuts?
No, I would never
Oh,
do that. Aluminum on steel?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
It doesn't make any sense.
If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Oh,
There
man.
you go.
Hey.
Now, I need to ask, like, we're talking about tandem. Can you tandem? Are you, like, good enough to do that type of stuff? I mean, like, I don't know how much seat time you kind of have, but...
I have quite a bit of seat time. I would have to say this. All right, so my last event last year, I did my first tandem, and it was maybe one run,
Really?
1 or 2 runs. I did a tandem, and it was like the last 2 runs of the day. I just kind of experimented with it. It was raining.
The Volvo?
No. This last season.
Okay.
Last season, last event of the year, last 2 laps. Dave Roberts was like, "You want to try tandem?" I was like, "Go tandem," and I was like, "Man, I'm scared." So
Yeah.
I went out there and it, kept distance. I wasn't running up on anyone's door, this and that.
Yeah.
And it was a good time. I was like, then I knew I was like, all right,
That's good.
next year
You're going to experiment with
tandem. And then the first time I tandem this year, Dan was at that event, and it was I was running solo that whole day because I feel weird. I'm still very new to tandeming, so I didn't want to like hop in with random people.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be the cause of ending someone's day.
I was just going to say...
Bro.
I couldn't.
But if I was out there with my buddy, I mean, it is what it
Yeah,
is.
because I was about to
But
say...
his
'cause
car,
you
he
guys...
blew his motor, so
Oh.
Are you going to talk about the Volvo one or no?
we could talk about it.
Yo.
Do you want the
fucking
video?
reckless. Hold on.
Go ahead. What?
Yo, I'm with him, right? He's like, yo, Dan, you want to be in the car? I'm like, all right, cool. We're going to go to the
Is
same...
it this last event?
This was
Yeah, the last one that I went to.
Okay.
second event of the year.
All
maybe?
day I'm watching this fucking Volvo that's no hood. He has a hood stack. What the fuck is it called?
Hood
Oh,
dome?
for the turbo. Yeah, but I don't know how. But was it diesel? Yo, he was blowing
bad
black
rings.
fucking ink. He was blow. What are they called? O's.
What?
He was
Smoke
blowing
O's.
black O's
Yeah.
everywhere. Yo, he
Really?
would drift and it would like pop and backfire.
Yeah.
And there was just these huge black O's going up. The car was savage, bro.
Like
It was like
vaping?
from
Like
the
it was vaping?
80s. This kid was just reckless.
Okay.
He used starting fluid to start it because it had no compression.
Bro.
Like it was done. The motor was done.
So we're waiting in line to drift, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right. I'm a little nervous, whatever. We're about to drift, and then the fucking Volvo comes up next to him. Yo, you want to tandem?
All right, sorry about that, people. We had a misfunction here with the battery. So
Yeah, I don't know where I was at, but yo, we're waiting in line. The fucking Volvo comes up next to us. Yo, you want to tandem? Without thinking, he's like, yeah, let's go.
No way.
This Volvo.
First time I tandemed since last year.
Really?
Bro, for real, with that car at all of them, I'm like, he don't give a fuck.
Like he was hitting shit.
He was like, you think?
Oh, what?
Yo, he's like, you think I just fucked up right now saying yeah? Yeah.
And he's like,
first
son, I'm
time.
in the car.
It's your
And I'm
first.
sitting in the car like,
No cage.
okay.
Whoa, my God.
Yo, fucking T-tops off, we're chilling.
Yeah, chilling.
And
That's awesome.
it's funny, we're waiting in line to go, and this thing's in front of us, and like, he's fucking revving it. Boom, boom, boom. Fucking black shit's coming out. I'm like, all right. And he just fucking guns it. And we're going.
Was he chasing or was I following?
We were following. Were we following?
Oh, I was
or-
leading.
No.
He was chasing.
Yeah.
Because he hit me.
We went twice.
He hit you?
I fucked
That's-
up the story.
But go ahead.
No,
go ahead,
you're
go
good.
ahead.
You're good.
My
You're
bad,
good. I don't know where to go with it, but we ended up going twice with this dude. And yo, the fucking last corner, he rammed the back of the car.
Yeah, he put it in my quarter panel.
Yeah, it wasn't too
I went-
crazy.
I
but
went to go
if
manji,
you seen the
and he
car,
didn't
it was
manji.
coming.
What? He went to what?
I went to go manji.
What is
I
that?
think that's.
I'm sorry. Let's say you're on a
Like
straightaway.
drifting?
Okay.
Yeah, drifting.
Shift.
But I'm sorry.
I'm saying, is it almost like a shift? Like you're switching angle?
Yeah, so to speak, like
Okay.
that. Like, all right, so you're going on a straightaway, and a manji would be like, so you know when you drift around a turn,
Yeah.
you drift that turn.
Yeah.
A manji is like a drift in a straightaway. So
Oh, okay,
opposite,
okay.
Like you get so you have a whip.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's like.
So if you're gonna make a drift to the right, you actually drift left before the
well,
turn.
That's
and then,
Bro,
Like,
you're
I'm
just
not-
making it way.
That's what I thought you were
I'm
talking about.
pretty new.
okay.
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 I've only got a few seasons under my
Alright.
belt. The terminology, I'm still kind of like, I'm
Okay.
just out there
Yeah.
drifting. But like that would be a feint. So like, let's say I'm going this way. I'm going into a left sweeping turn. So I would take the car. I would flick. My ass end would go this way or this way, and then I would clutch kick, counter. I would open the wheel, and then I'd be going that way. But a manji would be in a straightaway. You would clutch kick, throw the ass end out, you're drifting like this, and then you modulate throttle, lift, whatever, you're carrying on, and now you transition this way. It's pretty much like a chicane without the turn in the road.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, you use it to set you up for the next turn. So
Dan doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about. He doesn't watch Top Gear.
Neither do I.
Damn it, dude! Chicane was on
That's
Top
what
Gear.
the fuck
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
I just
Jesus.
know
But
chicane
go ahead.
from like sport bike racing. My buddy used to. I built. This isn't. I'm not even getting into that. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
But okay, I kind of get it. But like, he hit you at the end of that.
Right. So okay, back to where the Volvo hit me. So you got to picture the track. We're coming off grid. Grid is the starting line.
Okay.
Pretty much. You
Yeah.
line up on grid. So we get sent. We go. What, Dan? Maybe like 150 feet before you bang your first left onto the track. You go straight.
How fast are you going?
I don't know, speedometer.
Oh, okay. Fast?
Second gear, red line in boost, just hammering.
Jeez. Okay.
And then you modulate throttle and you do whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
But so we come off the track or off the starting line there, off grid, bang a left, and then it's a straightaway to an L. So you come out wide, you manji this way, and then you manji this way, and then that, instead of manjing a third time, you're now set up to do the sweeper.
Yeah.
So then you would, either get on the hydro to extend your angle a little bit, or, you're going to bring yourself into this turn. So instead of doing that third manji, you're now coming into this turn. So now we're going this way, toss the wheel, come around, hang it. We come around this way, there's a light post at the bottom, you sweep around, hanging that one, and now you're coming back and you're doing the track backwards. You're coming back where you started from.
Okay.
So now that L is a right-hand turn. So what you do is you pretty much hang from that around the light post, and you do a quick little flick, and then you're back into the L, and you're heading towards the manji section. So you're carrying that L
Momentum, yeah.
into the manji. So when I went this way and I went to go flick back, he would be behind me or next to me kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I would manji or I would transition, so to speak, he would either left foot brake to, come off me a little bit,
back, yeah.
and then he would change direction with me.
Mm-hmm.
He did not. So I manjied and he just right into the side of my car.
Wow. And Dan was in the car with you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
He didn't even know he got hit.
For real?
I was like, "Oh, you all right, bro? Like, I'm sure it's not bad." He was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "He hit you." He was like, "He did?" Oh.
Yeah. When I'm driving, I'm in the zone.
Yeah.
I'm driving.
I can imagine.
But yeah, back to like the whole tandem thing. I'm still pretty new to tandeming. Like this year, I really wanted to practice on it and get very comfortable with it. So, driving solo, I could throw a decent line down, and I do still spin out. Everybody spins out. It happens.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stand here and be like, I'm the drift guy.
I'm the best, bro.
I am far from it. I
No.
actually just there's classes. So there's C class, B class, A class. C class is entry. B class is like you're getting pretty good.
Yeah.
And you're connecting all your drifts, spin out maybe once in a while. You look like you have control of your car. You have a good understanding of what's going on. And A class, savages.
Yeah.
Like out there
Yeah.
getting it. So
crazy.
I actually just got bumped to B class. I'm pretty stoked
Awesome.
about that.
Yeah.
So my
That's really
whole
cool.
first season I was in C because back what I was talking about before, started to go back and forth. When, like I was saying, when I first started drifting, I was just in a fast street car, stock suspension, didn't know crap about drifting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
event, I learned like
How to control your car.
Some
a
guy
little
was
bit
like,
better.
"Hey, are you running coilovers? That car looks really soft." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And he's like, "Do coilovers." So by the next event, I had bought coilovers, installed them on the car,
Yep.
but they don't make coilovers for a Z31, so I had to get them for a S13 240, and I
Yeah.
converted it to make it work on my car.
Yeah.
Which my car is still pretty much an S chassis. We use the same control arms, things
Yeah.
like that, but different steering knuckles. So, excuse me, every event I was relearning my car, so I had no steering angle. So now I had coilovers, my car was more stiff, and I was working on dialing the suspension better. I'm running BC BR series coilovers. I love them. They're great coilovers. They said don't go out and cheap out just to get coilovers on the car. Do it right once.
Yeah.
And then I had other issues where I had no steering angle. I couldn't take the camber out of the rear because I didn't have a multi-link rear suspension. So every event, it was very hard for me my first year because I had no power steering. I put power steering in the car.
Yeah.
I would toss the wheel and it was feeding like crazy, and you couldn't stop it. Like,
yeah. No power steering. Yeah.
it was aggressive.
Yeah.
So every event, I'm relearning the car because something
That's
drastic changed. It's not like I did an oil change. I'm like, oh, the car
Yeah.
doesn't have valve tab
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Like I was
No, that
literally
was-
the geometry of the
yeah.
car changed every time I was
Yeah.
in it for
You're
my
driving
whole
a different
first
car
season
every time.
up into my last event. And the last event of the year is where I didn't go to an event that I changed something. The car was pretty much done to my liking.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm like, oh, great. It's the last event of the year. I can kind of drive the car the same as I did last time. So then you got to figure a whole winter passed.
Yeah.
COVID happened, messed up drift season.
Yeah.
So I got back into drifting when or not back into it, but like when this season came about,
Yeah.
you know, I picked up from where I left off last year. I'm
Yeah.
like, I really don't know my car too well.
I was just
And
I was just gonna ask you that. Like now, like over the winter time, you don't really have anywhere, or you don't really like practice or anything like that. So like, how do you like hone your skills over the winter time? You just can't, can you? Like, and then when like if some time goes over, like it's kind of one of those like perishable skills. If you don't do it like on a regular basis, like you kind of have to relearn your car, like relearn everything.
It is, but it isn't. It's like riding a bicycle. It came
Okay.
back very naturally.
Okay.
And like I said, last season was pretty much my first season, but my last couple events, I started to get pretty dialed.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy with where I was for what I had to go through to get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I was up against the whole season. So like I said, we had winter off, obviously.
Yeah.
But I did actually, I completely forgot about that. I did do a very cool event in the middle of December. It was like December 23rd, it was right before Christmas.
Really?
And it was in Delaware. But I've only ever drifted at Ready, Set, Drift, and I did one event at Evergreen.
Mm-hmm.
I was nervous to go to another track because I was still so new. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah.
be out here like, oh yeah, I'm just like shredding, bro.
Yeah.
So I hear about this event. It's called like It's called like the Drifters of December or Ice Drift, some kind of crazy shit.
That's
It was
kinda
called.
cool.
That's awesome.
And I was like, where is it? And I made friends with a guy drifting, and his name is Matt, and he's like, he lives in Delaware. He's like, hey, there's this event going on at Dover International Speedway, and you should come down. And I was like, oh geez, I don't know.
That's a
And
hike.
It's
the
probably
only
3.5
reason
hours.
why I
Yeah.
did it, because it was right before Christmas. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
It was a horrible day, but it ended
Really?
up being decent. But my brother flew in from California, and he watched the drift car, or when it was still a street car.
Mm-hmm.
He watched it start getting built. He watched it as an empty chassis. I didn't even tell you guys about that. One
No.
night I came home from FedEx. I was on my lunch break. I found this chassis for sale in Durham, North Carolina. I came home from FedEx after working 12 hours. I said, Dad, load the trailer. We're going to Durham. He's like, Durham what? I'm like, Durham, North Carolina. We're going to buy a chassis. That's how this car came about. When I went and made it a street car.
Jesus.
And
You bought that as a shell?
yeah,
I don't remember.
I bought it as a shell. It had the motor, like, but it was everything was a part. Like the guy had plans to make it a fast street car, so he just didn't
Finish
have the
it.
drive. I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
People lose their drive, man.
Oh yeah.
it's not cheap. That's the thing.
Yeah.
People get discouraged. Like I was telling you, like when we were walking up here, I just had to buy 2 bushings for $400 something from E36. That's discouraging.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I just spent $400 something.
Yeah.
Nothing changed, really.
Yeah.
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 You know, nothing you can see. There's
Yeah.
a lot
Oh,
done
yeah.
to my Z car that you can't see from the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so my brother comes up for Christmas, and I was like, we're going to Dover. Like, you helped with the car in the beginning, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
moved to California, and he never even drove in the car.
Really?
Never even heard it run.
Oh wow.
I don't know if he actually heard it
crazy.
start, but you know, I sent him drift videos and things like that, and I'm like, Matt, we're gonna go to Dover, and he's like, Dover? He's like, shit, and I'm like, we're waking up 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, we
Wow.
gotta leave. We have to be at the driver's meeting or whatever by 7 a.m. I was like, we're leaving the house at 4. You know, like load the car up, this and that, dude. It's like -5 here at like that time in the morning. So we're loading up this and that, and I went to go put my ramps in the car, and I don't know what happened, what I was thinking. I was just freezing. I wanted to get in the truck.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I had the car on the trailer, everything, this and that. I took my wheels and tires out and placed them down on the street to put my ramps in. So we take off. We go to Wawa, fuel up the truck, fuel up the car. I'm about to pull into the track, and Heather calls me, and she's like, hey, your tires are in the street. And I was like, ha. I was like, I got to pay this guy at the gate. So let me call you back. I said, I got shit to do.
Jesus Christ.
And she's like, and so she got like upset that I kind of like shunned her off. But I was like in the middle of two different things, and I was like, I don't need to joke about the tires like right now. And I'm like, let me call you right back. I'm almost in the track. And she's like, all right, I'll send you a picture. And I was like, ooh, this is real life. And I look in the rearview mirror. I drove to Dover with no tires, no wheels, except for a burnt set that are on my car that just got me on the trailer. So then we're like, all right, I guess we're going to Pep Boys, dropping the thou. And then my car, I was having running issues. I got it off the trailer. The car wouldn't idle. I didn't get on the track till probably about 1 o'clock. And my first lap, I blew a tire, and I didn't have any spares. And then I bought tires. It was a nightmare, but we ended up having a pretty fun day. I'm glad my brother got out there, and he actually made it to an event this year. He came up to just visit randomly, but yeah. So like we were saying, you have the winter off, and you're like, man, and I'm still pretty new. So of course my adrenaline's always going. Anytime I watch a drift video on Instagram, this and that, I'm like, man, I want to get back in the car.
Absolutely.
And I don't think that ever ends for guys that drift or anything that you're
any
into.
kind of motorsports.
And so I came back when I did the first event this year after they allowed things to happen in our county, which was a 25 driver cap. We couldn't have an event including staff. Like you couldn't have more than 25.
What?
Well, you remember even with anything.
One car there.
You couldn't have anybody do anything because of COVID.
Yeah.
So it was a 25 driver cap. I jumped on it. I was like, I don't care. I'm going. I got to get back in this car. And I went out there after not driving since December and having a horrible day in Dover. I went out there, dude, and I shredded. Like,
really?
I killed it. I got in the car, and the one guy, Frank and Mike, that run Ready, Set, Drift, they even came up to me at the end of the day or halfway through the day. They're like, dude, what did you do over the winter? They're like, I feel like I'm looking at a whole new driver. Like, this is crazy. Like, what happened? What did you do to the car? I'm like, dude, this is the first time I even, like, I just started it. Like, the other day, like, I changed the oil. Like, Like, I just haven't drove since December. And then the year before, I was, like I said, I was battling a lot of things trying to get the car together.
Jeez.
And, but yeah, I mean, I think I spun out, not even joking. Like, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I think I spun out once that day.
Wow.
I just went out there. I killed tires. I had a great time. I was connecting my drifts very well, very smooth. And I had a great day. And then, second drift event happened. Same thing. I went out there and killed it. And I was trying a couple different new things. So I was spinning out a little bit. And then at my third drift event of this season, they bumped me to B class. They were pretty impressed with my driving. I was very happy about that because that's to me that's like a huge achievement.
That is an achievement.
And there's this drift team. They're called Hayes Drift Team.
Okay.
Exceptional drivers. Like they're studs out there. They're just out there killing it. They all have like matching 240s, all paint jobs, this and that. And they're an awesome bunch of guys. Like there's this guy Matt. I became pretty cool with. I feel like pretty comfortable around him. Like the other guys I said hello to, this and that, but Matt from Hayes helped me out so much my first season drifting. Mm-hmm. And when I went on to South Course at Pocono Raceway, it's like a straightaway to like a downhill sharp right turn that leads you into like the road course.
Yeah.
But you have to start on the straightaway. You have to start your drift. You have to flick, and now you're third gear. I was like, what do I do?
Holy
He's like
shit.
third gear pinned till it scares you, and then just toss the car.
That's crazy.
And I was like, what? That's the advice?
That's awesome.
And he gets in the car with me, and I did it. I mean, I just tossed it, and I spun out, and I may or may not have took a tire stack down or something like that. And I was like, I was terrified, but I was like, that just felt crazy. And that was last season. And this season, I went at it, and I had a good understanding of it. And believe it or not, I watched a lot of drift videos like Adam LZ, Taylor Ray, Chelsea DeNova, just watching them, and then watching Hayes, watching their Instagram videos, and just people that are way more advanced drivers than I am that have a lot more experience.
That's dope.
And I was just watching, like, not just watching it because I was like, oh, cool drifting. I was like, all right, what are they doing?
Yeah, what are they doing?
And now that I have an understanding of drifting, I can kind of feel what they're doing in the car too.
Yeah.
So I took that to the track, and then the first South Course event this year is when I got bumped to B class. So I went over there, third gear, pin, tossed that car in, got on the hydro, checked speed. I'm just coming down the hill like this. Car feels weightless. Clutch kick, hammer down, and just start shredding. And I'm like, wow, like I got it. Like I figured it out. And let me tell you what, timing is everything. Like in life, in drifting.
Oh, yeah.
But I felt so dialed out there. You know what I mean? Like I felt really good.
It must feel good. It must feel.
And like I said, I'm not the best out there. I do pretty well, But every time I go out, I get a little better, and it makes me feel super good because everything you're working for,
Yeah.
not that I'm out there winning or anything like that. I'm out there spending money, having a
Yeah,
good time.
Yeah.
absolutely.
You know,
It's a
it's
hobby.
expensive.
That's
It's
what
a
it is.
hobby.
It could
but
always be worse.
I feel great at the end of the day, and like if I improve on something at the end of that event,
Yeah.
and my car's still together,
Yeah.
that's a great day, man.
That's awesome.
That's
There's
awesome,
nothing
man.
better.
That's so cool, dude. Because like I haven't spoken to anybody that knows how to drift or even been to a
Yeah.
drift event like crazy. Like, no,
Jay lives down the road from me.
well he doesn't anymore.
No, but he did.
He's been to one event.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Jay,
Josiah Joseph.
He had a 240 with a 1J wide body.
Yeah.
No.
Probably
Yeah, I
not,
don't
but
think
like
so.
yeah, it was a you know like multicolored car, but like it doesn't have to be the greatest looking car.
No,
But
let me say you what.
it's
Some of the most
good.
banged up cars there are the guys that drive the best.
Yeah, I
because
was
they're
just
banged up for a reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're banged up
they're
for a reason.
they're
Yeah,
touching
Bible, yeah.
doors like
Yeah.
you know. Before I
what
was
it is.
explaining something, you were gonna ask me something. I
No,
completely
no,
forgot.
no. I'm curious about not specific setups, but like something as simple as tire choice. Like, what tires do they use when you're drifting? Do you
That's a crazy good question because
Yeah, can you
is
do
it?
like snow tires or something? Like what's
snow tires smoke, bro.
See,
Sumatomos.
that's what I'm talking
Do they
about.
really?
Yeah, but they chunk out. They chunk out pretty easy.
so like, are you looking for a
Excuse me.
softer tire? Are you looking for like exactly what exactly are you looking for?
I'll wait till Ralph gets back here.
Yeah.
All right.
So
sorry.
tire choices. Now, that's something that that's what a lot of people ask. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of new drifters and even experienced drifters are like. What should I be running? What's the best thing to run? All I gotta say is when you first start out,
Get cheap, right?
the best thing to run is what you can afford.
Yeah.
Go out. Get your used tires.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do because you're not
I
going to
understand
have
that, but,
that
like-
harsh wheel speed and all that forward grip to just start delamming tires when you're brand new and
Yeah.
drifting. I did 2 events on one set of tires my first 2 events. Like
That's good.
So
I was-
I'm saying even if I'm looking, let's say I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna drift. I go to a used tire place. What am I looking for? Am I looking for an all season? Am I looking for a sport tire that's a softer tire? Am I looking for a winter tire?
It's hard to say because when you're buying a used tire, that tire was daily driven and went through so many heat cycles. That tire, if you had good wheel speed, that tire is going to delaminate and
Yeah.
chunk out because it's not new anymore. It's been through heat cycles. It's
Or
tire.
let's say I go up to
Brand new tire.
I go to Jack Williams and I'm like, all right,
Let me get the best drift tires you got, bro.
I wouldn't say there's well actually what the bee's knees is right now
The what?
is the bee's knees.
He's never heard of it.
It's like the cat's ass.
Yeah.
The shit, bro.
yeah,
I've never
Okay.
heard this before.
really,
Okay.
Bees knees?
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
the bee's knees.
Yeah,
It's like a
I've heard.
1940s reference.
Well, I wasn't. Never mind.
The shit is fuego.
But, all right, go ahead.
So you got burner tires, and you got steer tires. Steer tires, I personally like Federal 595 RSRRs.
Okay, so that's a
Bro, that's a
soft
fucking
track
drag radio.
Yeah, it's like it's not a drag radio.
Like
I know a lot of guys.
hold
who
on,
run
a what?
The
Federal.
595.
595 RSRR because they have the
RSRRs.
595 SS.
Isn't that
too.
like the
They
semi-slick, like for autocross?
Yeah,
But it's in your front.
I was just gonna
so
say
bad.
it's for steering.
Oh,
like
for
you,
front.
you
Yeah,
need,
yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
run
I'm sorry.
They
I
are
run
all
20
sealed
pounds
out.
in mine in the front. You don't want you want to have your front steer. You don't want to have understeer and then because remember your rear is welded. You're having both wheels turn at the same time.
Yeah.
So when your rear is heating up and getting very grippy and this and that, and you have jank tires in the front,
Yeah.
your front's pushing you. Whether
Yeah.
you're steered or not,
Yeah, you're
your
just
front's
not-
pushing you
okay.
around. And it took me a while to understand that. And mainly, it wasn't understanding it. It was justifying $200 a tire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I got a whole season out of my fronts.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
So really, what are you spending? You're gonna crash your car for janky front tires. You're gonna spend $400 and drive a season with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you have good alignment, they'll last, and you don't daily your car like I did and chew them out quick.
Yeah.
But as far as burners, what the bee's knees is right now is a Kenda KR20A.
A what?
Kenda tire. It's a
I think I
KR20A.
had those on my street.
Kenda.
You could have had Kendas on your street. Like, they
Kendas
make
are-
motorcycle tires.
yeah,
I have them
yeah.
on my quad.
Yep.
I think so.
But the KR20A,
Never mind.
they're decently priced as far as because of how good they are. I think they should be more expensive. I hope Kenda's not listening, because I swear to God,
I ain't
dude,
getting no sponsors, bro.
these tires, man, sick.
Really?
They are
Why are they so good?
they're underpriced for the type of tire you're getting, which is great for us
And
guys.
what type of tire is it exactly?
It's a
all-season?
sport tire.
It's a sport tire. Okay.
It has very they last a long time.
Okay.
As far as drifting goes,
Mm-hmm.
we get a lot. I get a decent amount
So
of runs out of
it
them.
must be a harder rubber than like if it's soft will just
I don't
get
know what
chewed
the
out.
tread wear is. I think it's like a 300 tread wear, which
Okay.
is it's hard to really go off a tread wear. Like
Yeah.
I've had,
not with drifting anyway.
but at the same time, like I bought like a 300 tread wear tire that was definitely a harder compound than another 300 I had. So it's really hard to go with. Now I have really wanted to try these KR20As because I was gonna buy some from Dave for the last event, and I never got around to doing it. But all these guys are running them right now. They're like that run at Evergreen, a couple guys at Ready Set Drift. And from what I'm seeing and reading and hearing and talking to guys at the track is they are the tire. But it's a little pricey, but at the same time, you're getting more life out of them.
Yeah.
And you're getting a more consistent drift. So, all right, you guys know Achilles tires?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever heard of the ATR Sports?
Yeah. Actually, those are the ones that you told me to get.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Those are
the
ones.
Achilles
Okay.
ATR
Find them
Sports.
on Amazon.
Yep, on Amazon, Walmart.com.
60 bucks a tire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
50-something bucks a tire.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. You go buy yourself 4 ATR Sports. You're good for the day, this and that.
I think I have those.
You're going to go out and shred, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I've run ATR Sports before, too, because they're cheap. Now, what I have a problem with and what numerous people have issues with is they cannot take the heat. They delaminate very quick. On a brand new tire, I've quickly delaminated. I've chunked tires out. I've had blowouts. And then when you get about like half tread, tire's garbage. It's completely icy. There's no
Yeah.
more grip. It's a different compound of rubber, which most tires are, but it gets very icy. It
Wow.
doesn't keep actually after like the first 2 laps, you notice a difference in the car. Obviously, you're increasing tire pressure from heat, but I keep dropping my tire pressure to maintain the tire pressure I like to run.
Yeah.
But the tires are not predictable. Every run they just get weaker and weaker, which like you're burning them, but at the same time, like for what I get for the KR20s, people are saying it's a very consistent, like it's a good tire through its whole life until you start getting down to like nothing.
Yeah.
But then you're icy. But the
most of
ATR
you-
Sports, you
yeah.
spend $60 a tire.
And they're gone.
If
in
they
like
didn't
half a
chunk
day.
out or delaminate, half tread, you're icy. Like
Yeah.
they're terrible.
Do a
But
lot-
for a
yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, so do a lot of you guys run the same size rears?
I would say it varies. I mean, I run.
I was gonna just say like I was wondering if you guys like go in on like, hey, let's buy 30 of these and see if we get a discount.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah.
there's guys
Okay.
that do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I run
I mean, you
225.
gotta be smart
45.
about something like that. Like that's a disposable item like that. Like you have to be smart.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's like buying
especially-
race fuel. Like if you're tracking your car and all you could run is race fuel.
Yeah, you
you
get
better
a
be
drum.
buying it. You better be
Yeah.
buying it by the drum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
with,
mean, I
you
run a
know.
pretty common size. I find that people have there. I run a 225, 45, 17.
Okay. Huh?
I didn't expect it to be that skinny.
You don't really need it to be wide.
Yeah.
You don't. There's guys that
225 is
run.
skinny?
Yeah.
Especially you're burning them up, so you don't
I
want
guess
to. You
so,
know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's guys out there running 10.5-inch wide wheels and just out there shredding, but they might be A-class drivers. They may
Yeah.
your car, has to benefit you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some guys go out there and like I said, I'm still pretty new to it. But from what I get is, some guys, it depends on their setup. They like running on that, or
Oh, yeah.
that's the wheel they have.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? There's
Oh, I was
guys
just
out there
curious
running
on, like, what's-
15-inch
yeah.
wheels because they can't afford to buy other wheels, which is all well and good because they're out there having a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I look at it as, dude, you're spending like $40 a tire because
Yeah.
you got 15s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's what
But
I.
at the
Get
same
jealous of that,
time,
Yeah.
I used to run 16s with a higher profile because that's what I had. That's what I could afford at the time. Now I'm running 17s with less profile, and I feel like it really helped me when I was
it has to be
learning.
sidewall
Because
like,
your
yeah.
sidewall
Stiff,
flex
yes.
isn't there.
Oh, God,
and also
yeah.
you're open to way more tire sizes. But not to get too off topic, if you're, like you said, if you're a new driver, you want to get out there, you want to shred, I would get what you can afford.
Yeah.
If you can afford to go out and buy brand new tires, I'm not saying you have to go out and buy your Michelin pilots because you're not going to benefit from that. There's no need for it.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're daily driving the car.
Yeah.
And you need something good for the rain.
Yeah.
Whatever. Get on Amazon, type in your tire size, hit that drop down for what's that?
Lowest
to
to
highest,
highest, baby.
Yeah.
and get what you can afford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read the reviews. If their reviews are saying like, please stay away from these tires.
Yeah.
All right, maybe go up a couple bucks, but you can get out there.
That's
when-
kind of an advantage. Like you're not doing 140 down a track.
Yeah.
Where
I mean,
you have
you
to worry
could.
about. I mean, well, no,
You
I'm just,
could.
I mean, wheel
They're not
speed
going
is probably
straight.
100.
Yeah.
well, that's what I
Sometimes.
mean. Like, but like you're physically not going 140.
Some of them are moving, bro.
I was just
The
gonna
last
Well,
say.
that's
event,
what
it was at
I mean. That's
S14,
but
that
you're
was
gonna be.
fucking-
But then those guys are going to be spending more money.
Right.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
like
But-
with me going, like if
Like,
I
if it
went
was
out
your
and tried to
first
do
day,
it, my
I
first
wouldn't-
day, I ain't gonna have to worry about any speed rating on my tires. You know what I mean?
No,
Like, it's just
no,
gonna-
no.
I
Of
never
course.
look at speed rating.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really does.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like Pro 1 or FD drivers.
what I mean.
Maybe,
Yeah,
but, like,
maybe.
But I also think they have rules for what kind of tires they run. But from the guys that I know and that I've been drifting with and like meeting people at these events, you get what you could afford.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you start buying different tires, like I've kind of found a tire that works very well for me at a decent price range. And believe it or not, it's some like janky, cheap ass tire, but for some reason, they've been working for me. I do want to get the KR20As. When I had the opportunity to get them, I couldn't afford them, but I would really, really love to try them because, from what I understand, is they're exceptional.
Okay.
And but I get what I could afford. You know, I'm trying to make it out to the event and go have fun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not trying to go so cheap to where I go out there, I'm stressed because I just keep blowing tires apart.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So I found a happy medium.
Is there like a tire changing machine at the
I was just gonna ask that.
Yeah, certain events have it. Every event that I've been to, they do have a tire machine.
Is there
Okay.
just one?
Drift Evergreen does have one. Ready Set Drift usually has two.
Do you gotta like pay somebody to change it or?
No, if you don't know, that's what I mean. The drift community, if you don't know how to change your tires, like
So
anybody.
I'm saying though, it's just sitting there free for people to just walk.
Or you
up
just
and do
walk
their
up and
thing?
do it.
Don't be bringing
Oh.
your GMC Denali wheels like, oh,
Alright.
I'm trying to get out of paying for
Yeah.
tire change.
I wasn't sure if somebody's standing there at the machine and like
No.
you just here's $2 or something. And
Yeah.
he does it real quick.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you just walk up there. We wheel our tires over when it's time to change tires. I try to go up. This is another pretty good tip. Like, it's not out. You know, for some people, maybe it's about looking cool or looking the best. But for me, it's what works the best.
Yeah.
You know, just.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to have everything pretty and pearly and nice and this and that. But, you know, drift spares. You're literally mounting tires on rear wheels to burn them off. Like,
Yeah.
you don't, when you're first starting out, I mean, once you're, you know, get to that level where you're pretty much shredding very consistently, very good, and you want to have a flashy set of wheels on there, I'm all for that. Like, I want to do that so bad.
Yeah.
But there's been time where I clip shit with my rear wheel, and it's going to happen to the good guys too.
Yeah.
But I can't justify spending that kind of money on wheels, and then I'm
And then
burning
smashing
tires
them.
on them, and they
Yeah.
can get destroyed.
Absolutely.
So I find my lug pattern and my center bore on a set of wheels. Like I run 17x7s or 17x7.5 all the way up to 17x8 because that's what my tire size that I like to run fits. And you'll find yourself some drift spares. You know what I mean? Like look
Yeah.
on Facebook Marketplace, go to a junkyard, go buy 2 extra wheels. I like to go there with as many tires already mounted as I can.
Makes
Because
sense.
there's times where you go to the tire machine and there's a little bit of a line or you might have to wait or it just takes time out of your
Yeah.
day when you could be getting seat time. So
Yeah.
if you have the opportunity to have extra wheels,
It's just easier.
go there mounted. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I love that.
That's cool.
But, you know, like for instance, this event, I'm kind of like putting my foot in my mouth. I'm not ready.
Yeah, it happens.
Nothing's mounted.
Yeah.
And the tires that are on my car are delaminated. So, I mean, like, I'm going to have to go there and have to mount tires like immediately.
Yeah.
But that's my life.
Yeah.
You know, work night shift. You know what I mean? Like you guys, it's tough.
Yeah. It does suck, but you know you got to deal with it, right?
Yeah,
Deal with it the best you
it
can.
buys seat time.
Yeah, and that's what the important thing is. You know what I mean? Because you're never gonna get better if you don't have seat time.
That's it. It's all about seat time.
Yeah.
Don't, you know, I always try to like tell myself, don't get frustrated.
Yeah.
Because you go out there and you get frustrated because you didn't do what you saw on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to improve. You're just going to be driving shittier because you're upset.
Absolutely.
You know, and that happens to me a lot. I'll be in there, motherfucker, punching the steering wheel and shit. Like, I can't believe I spun out.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, I mean, it's not like a big deal. Like,
Yeah, it's
if
not a
anything,
big
I
deal.
saved on tires. 'Cause I
Yeah.
just shred the whole course.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into our next thing here. So
I'm sorry.
we ask every guest. No, it's fine. We ask every guest, what would you buy for with $5,000? Like any car, like you have to keep like, and you put money into overtime. Like we're like obviously your answer is going to be a lot different than a lot of people that we've asked so far. But we'd like to ask. We like to ask like every guest. You know what I mean? So $5,000. What kind of car?
You have to get a car that you have to daily.
Yes.
Oh, I have to
$5,000.
I have
And you
to
have-
daily it for
Yeah,
$5,000.
Yeah.
$5
Is it a
grand.
daily? Did we say that?
Well,
But you.
It's not like a shell project. Car,
Yeah,
right?
it's not a
no,
shell.
no,
but
Like I have to be able to buy
run.
it and drive
yes. Yeah, you have to buy it.
it. It could be jank, but I have to.
Yeah, anything you want.
$5,000.
Yeah, $5,000.
Shit. Damn.
Miata.
Done. Man, I
FD.
can't really think of things that
FC.
I want. It's not bad.
No, not bad.
They're nice cars. I know a couple people that
I'm
drift
surprised
them.
Ralph don't have an RX-7.
Huh?
I'm surprised you don't have an RX-7.
You know what's funny? Like, I will never buy one just because my brother wants one. That's the only reason why I would never buy it. Well,
I've met your brother before, bro.
have you really?
He's been at your house one time.
Yeah. It was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
That's so weird. And the only reason I remember that is because he was talking to his brother about something, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I want a RX-7."
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, "Yo, RX-7s are lit," and you were like, "Nah, man, I ain't dealing with them." Da da da.
Yeah. I think it's just because I've had the RX-8, which is not a accurate comparison. They do not. They're not the same car at all.
No.
But just the fact that the rotary thing, I'm so scared of. But anyway, it's not about me.
Yeah,
but $5,000.
Yeah, $5,000.
$5,000.
I gave you a little time to think about it.
I couldn't think. I
Really?
was like, what am I going to buy? I'm like holding the cash. I'm like, who's coming? I got $5,000. I'm going to go buy a car.
It'd be anything.
It could be anything.
It'd be anything.
It doesn't have to be a car.
I mean,
I mean, yeah.
you gotta fucking drive it. What are you gonna drive to work for
Side by
$5,000?
side.
A what?
Side by side.
You ain't
I
getting
mean,
that for $5,000.
I was just
They
gonna
don't have
say
slow ones for $5,000.
slow ones.
Yeah,
No,
I don't think I've ever seen a side by side for $5,000.
like 10.
that shit at work. The fucking little orange thing.
That
You know
thing
how
is
much-
like 25
That's
grand.
like $25,000. Yeah,
It goes
the one
10.
at work.
Yeah,
the one
but
at
it's
work,
a diesel Kubota,
Yeah.
and it's 2020.
That's diesel.
Yes,
Yeah.
you never
Yeah, that
heard
thing
it
is-
start up,
Yeah, that thing's like $20,000
I never really thought about
if
it.
not more than
Yeah.
that.
because it
It's-
actually has high flow hydraulics to the front. You could actually hook a front end.
Yeah, it's got a PTO
backhoe.
system.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Well,
Dude,
not the
you-
PTO. It actually has high flow hydraulics. You could hook up like a backhoe to the front of it.
That is
yeah.
sick.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
I didn't know
ridiculous.
they were that much.
Yeah, you can hook up like
20 grand,
you
you're
can
buying
hook up a
a fast
loader
one.
bucket. to the
Bro,
front
I
of
can
it.
buy like a fast car for $20,000.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
It's ridiculous.
Man, I don't know
Oh my goodness.
what I'm going to buy with $5,000.
All right, ask him the other one first. Maybe he'll get back.
Yeah, we'll get back to this one.
500,000.
500,000. What am I buying?
What is it?
I thought it was 50.
Oh, we changed it to 50?
Because 500,000.
Yeah, $50,000. $50,000.
Yeah.
That's what you got.
What am I buying?
Yeah, what are you gonna get?
Mark IV Super, baby.
Another one. Another one. What happened to the Nissan family? What happened?
Left
Yo,
us.
you
left
did.
us. Yo, he's just like, yo, he just slammed the door in the face.
Oh,
He's
Mark
like, I'm
IV
out.
Supra?
Oh,
Good.
shit. 50 G's.
Why do I feel like they are so like rivals?
Because they are.
Toyota and Nissan are rivals.
They've always been. What are you
Really?
talking about?
I thought it
Yeah.
was just like because you guys like Nissan, I like Toyota. I
No.
always, like,
No,
fuck
dude.
with you.
Every freaking like video you watch on YouTube is Nissan,
Yeah.
like the Skyline versus the Supra.
It's
Every
weird. You would
single
probably
one.
assume
Yeah.
I would say R34 GTR.
Yeah, you can't buy that
Not
for
for
50
no
grand.
No?
No.
See, I'm not really even into them. My one, obviously, can't touch the Hakusuka.
Nope.
But R32, that's my shit. Like I,
Really?
I
Yo,
love
that's
the
what I
look of
said.
an R32.
Okay.
That's like
R32,
my car
beautiful.
right
All right. Do you know what the Hakusuka is?
The original GTR.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like a 80.
Nah,
there.
70 something.
60s,
Se-
70s.
60, 70. Yo, I saw one for sale on one of the sites.
You
that-
ain't about that life.
no, but like, yo, I just wanted to see how much it was. Take a wild guess how much that thing is.
200.
110.
Probably the R34 price.
$250,000.
That was that one. I've seen them for cheaper.
Probably, but the one I saw was 250 grand.
I believe it.
But yo, R34s are
Actually, you know what?
They're
Can
up
I
there.
take my shit back?
okay.
No, I'm getting a Viper, kid.
A Viper?
Yo,
can you buy
I
that for
love
50
Vipers.
grand? What
I
year?
could buy them for like
Yeah.
25. I would
Yeah.
get like one of the first ones. Like
Oh, the older
95,
ones.
96.
Oh, really?
97.
That's
my
best
favorite
looking
one.
one.
Yeah,
The blue
that
one with the
big
white
old
stripe.
front.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to take that back
There's
because
two different ones.
I
though.
feel like if I get a Super, it's like a Me Too car.
there was the
A
the
Me
RT.
Too? Really?
What's that?
There was two different ones. There was the RT and then there was the GTS.
Oh.
The GTS. Just son,
There was
I
the
don't have
Viper
one now. I'll
Viper
take
is
whatever
a
you
Viper,
got,
bro. Who cares?
Yeah, like I don't have one now. I'll take it. It's
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
I just think
And I'm gonna get changed.
I
back.
love reading about them. Like
I
people
don't
who
get Super wheels.
bought them. I met a guy who,
What are
who
they?
had one.
V12?
V10.
No,
The
V10s.
V10s.
Yeah, my dad's friend has one. He took me for a ride when I was like 11.
And
Hooked.
they're like they're
Damn.
so
And I had
fucking
test drive
dangerous.
5 for
They're
PlayStation.
dangerous.
Really?
There's no active yaw control. There's no traction
that-
control.
Yo, that's
there's
a,
no.
what the fuck is up with you and yaw, bro? I never
just
heard
saying.
yaw control until like
What
the
is
last
that?
3 months. That's all I
Oh, he
hear.
doesn't even know. Look.
What is it?
I don't know.
Yaw
like,
control is when
I seen it one time
you
on
start
my
going around a
Xbox settings.
corner. Like if you start going around a corner and you pull too many G's in the car, like it'll actually defuel
You need to
you.
work for NASA, bro. You getting technical.
It'll
Fucking-
do what?
It'll defuel your car.
And where
Which means
is this?
get it on all modern cars.
No.
Well, dude, you
On a
you
lot of
saw my
modern cars.
Dakota.
All right,
it's
so-
like a 2000.
Yeah, yeah. So active yaw control, it moves, it shifts the power from side to side.
Yeah.
So all-wheel drive, it shifts the power from
That's
front to
on
back.
all-wheel drive,
But most yaw control is from side to side. So say if your one wheel is slipping, and
That's
like
LSD.
what? Anyway, so you're going around a corner and you got one slippage, like it's gonna move the power to whatever has grip.
That's not LSD.
No, LSD keeps everything going at the
Everything
same
going.
time. That's how you do a burnout. That's how you do everything, and
But I'm just
not
saying,
like a lock
but
diff or whatever, welded
It
diff.
will, like I said, but it will defuel on certain miles. It will defuel your car. It won't let you accelerate through it. It won't let you just keep fucking doing donuts. You wouldn't be able to do donuts.
Yeah, but yaw control sucks.
Yeah.
I
But
was
like
just
I
saying,
said-
I've
but like I
never
said,
heard of it, but
it's
like
like-
you've
it's
mentioned it
basically-
100 times in the last like 3 months.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
like,
know.
Really, I
what
don't
the
like
fuck
it
is yaw?
because I don't like it.
Take that shit out.
Oh my
trying to.
god.
You
All
need
right.
to just delete everything that's not necessary.
Do you have
that
this
car.
in your car?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why
Get
he
rid of that
hates
shit.
it, dude. That's why he hates it. I
Well,
have it
you
in this
can't
car.
do a burnout without pulling a fuse.
Yeah.
I really. I should
Or a
have
break-
drift
or-
car.
Well, I
the
could.
brake
I
light,
mean,
what
it
is it?
will. No, I could do a burnout, but it's like a shitty burnout, especially with the size tires that are on mine. I
Yeah.
take
but
my
you said,
VTC.
the
it'll-
shit
I'll-
turns on.
Well, I can't tap. You know, when you first started to do a burnout, like, did you ever just tap the brake a little bit just to get the wheels heated up?
No, he's never done it. He's always had front wheel drive cars. They don't work.
Oh. Do you know
You're
what I'm talking
talking-
about?
Yeah.
He
So-
would. Yeah, he knows.
Thank you. So as soon as like I'll start my burnout, and as soon as I tap the brake, I usually just give it just a slight tap, and that's usually enough to do it. As soon as I tap the brake, it stalls the car.
That's sick, dude. I want one.
Hold on. Time out.
What?
No, but if I pull the brake fuse out, I can hold the brake like line lock it,
Yeah.
but not. I don't have to line lock it. It's just it's nicer to have control. Like I like doing a control burnout. I use my brake a little bit to control as I go to do a burnout. It's not just out
to
of
like
fuel.
really lay a line down.
For real.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah, he's listen. Have you not noticed? He's trying everything he can to do this burnout.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen him do it yet though.
Bro,
I'll
he's
do
got
it.
one little. Well,
What today?
What?
Today?
No, you got to come up by my way.
I was just
can't
gonna say
fucking-
he's got
I'm not
fresh
doing it out
pavement
here.
down there.
Oh yeah.
I want to pull the fuse before you leave, and let me see.
Absolutely not.
No.
Let's not do that. This is crazy.
No.
You guys are boring.
All right, we're already at like an hour and 20 minutes, so we're gonna let's wrap this bad boy up. So, do you have anything on like your Instagram or anything like that where you can show the people like what it is? Like, do you go out to events and post and stuff like that?
Let me tell you what. I'm horrible with that.
Really?
I have a lot of videos that I should have posted.
Mm-hmm.
That I will.
Okay.
I will post them. It's just I forget or I get
bad
busy
too.
this and that.
Yeah.
I just forget to post things. My buddy posted a few videos.
Yeah.
I'll post mine though. I will. I just got to remember. And a lot of times too is like I'm pretty like hard on myself, so I'll look at it and be like, I don't want to post this one, but like, my buddy will post it.
Dude, it's
And
better
looks
than me,
great.
man. You know what I mean?
It's like I'm not saying I'm terrible, but I'm
Yeah.
not saying I'm not the best guy out there.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Again,
Give
better than
anybody a
any of
false
us,
impression.
bro. Like, if I looked at your Instagram, I would be like, he's doing it up because he's better than
I don't
me.
really have any videos from any new videos.
No.
Really.
That doesn't matter. But
I'll
like
have
for
to get around to posting them.
if people could like follow you and like look at your Instagram page or whatever the case
Oh,
is,
absolutely.
and look at your stuff, like I want to post it up there. So what we'll do is we'll post your Instagram handle down at the in the description, and we'll get some people looking at your stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
that'll be cool.
But I think that's where we're gonna leave this bad boy off.
I learned something.
Yeah, we learned a lot.
I feel like I
We barely
rambled too much. I started talking about. I think I talked about my Fiero for like 20 minutes. Like, really? The
Yeah,
car
you can talk
sucked.
about your Fiero,
But
as
like,
much as you
Oh
want.
my God.
I feel like I
Much
went
as
off
you want.
topic too much.
Dude,
my bad.
It happens.
It's better talking than sitting
I
there
think we
quiet.
were-
Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
All I know is, I think we were supposed to talk about Tesla the one time we were talking about body armor and
Yo, we were talking about guns
Yeah,
and
yeah.
bulletproof vests
Yeah.
for the first 30 minutes.
I watched that one.
yeah.
It's
See,
like, what the fuck?
see, it was still good.
I didn't
like
fast
it.
forward either. I like
See,
it. I learned about the metal plates. They're heavy. They have a different material. this
Yeah,
and that.
absolutely.
I don't
Absolutely.
know. I've never been shot, so
Yeah, let's hope it
We
stays
gotta
there.
go to Rob's house for that.
what to
All
shoot
right,
me?
stop.
No, we're gonna shoot Robbie as a vest.
We'll
we ain't doing that.
we'll see everybody on the next one. We'll talk to you guys soon. All right, latest.
Later, guys.